UD from winning, Alright, here we go. Forlorn Fjords, UD versus SB. UD with the pink Aeon, and SB with the red UEF. Will UD recover from the psychological damage that was just inflicted on him in Game 1?
Who knows?
It's anyone's guess. All right, but so far these are players playing a map. I'll say that.
How did you come to this conclusion?
Years of study and research.
Nice.
Although I like right out of the gate. Now SB has gone from like 20% odds in the previous match to 80% odds in this one.
Nice.
So maybe a slight overcompensation here, but
Judy opens with a quick lap, which is surprising from a map this big, but I guess the expansions are pretty rateable.
yeah, and it's a quick flare too, which is like the worst lab to get a single quick one of, because it's slow
true.
and expensive.
It's kind of weird how, I mean, I don't know. I mean, whenever I play Siren, I never ever make a Siren lab because you have Mantis to raid. So why would you make a Siren lab?
Yeah, like the difference between the lab and the Mantis is so small.
Exactly, and the strength is still that much worse. Like if a Siren lab meets a tank, then it's bones almost always. But if it Mantis is like, well, you can just run away while taking some damage, but you will easily live. Like,
yeah, the one exception is if you're putting it on a transport and you need to really hurry up and build that thing quick.
Especially if you have it on transport and use it as a ghetto. If you drop the same location.
You know, Mantis, that they're heavy assault bots. Shouldn't they be able to shoot down from transports?
Are they heavy assault bots?
Isn't that what they're technically called?
Aren't they? I don't know.
I don't know. All right, well, someone go check the unit DB and then clown on me. But the Snoops are going to see this flare, probably. No? Oh, they've changed direction. Oh my god, is he going to miss this very slightly? No way. Oh, SB, what are you doing?
No. A Mantis is called just a normal assault bot.
Oh, okay. It's just a regular one.
Lab is a light assault bot, and a Loya is a siege assault bot, and a Brick is an armored assault bot. But there's no heavy assault.
All right. My bad.
Doesn't even exist.
It is a heavier than the light assault bot.
So-called caster.
I keep inviting myself back.
Know the basic lore of the game.
I need to go read the novels.
The FAF novels. So Yudi actually put scouts to scout for raids. Well, Pepsi did not. Well, Pepsi made scouts, but he kind of missed Yudi's raid. So they should do quite some damage. The scout from Yudi also arrives at the right time to spot the scouts.
Yeah, you
kills
clean
one
that
of Pepsi's. I mean, honestly, on a map like this, you should send quick scouts to just ruin the trees. It's unironically.
That's so mean, just to intentionally break the tree groups with your scouts and players.
I just saw that you swapped the scene once we were already 1 minute into the game.
Yep.
Yikes.
No, I swapped it back, so it's okay.
Okay.
I accidentally tabbed out to do something.
Okay, so here's the lab from Yudi. Kills 2 expanding engineers. Should be able to kill at least the turret. And that already makes it pay for itself. Because that's very big damage.
Yeah.
It's a late expansion lot. Especially if he kills the last engineer as well. Although, on a map like this, if Pepsi rushes... I mean, he should rush a transport at this point.
He already has a transport
already
dropping these positions.
yes.
So he's way ahead of the game here.
Yeah, true.
He's like, I don't actually need any of this stuff. I already built the nexus here. I'll just drop and
So it's not
don't worry
that
about it.
bad. But the lab from UD, of course, still pays for itself massively.
Oh, easily. I mean, that's really annoying. It slows down the hydro, this whole position, the reclaim, everything.
Yeah. Pepsi is stalling E. He is rushing some of the hydros where he dropped.
I feel like he should have gotten this hydro in mid first. Oh wait, he's picking up his Engies. Where are you going? Oh, he's going back to rebuild the position that got raided by the lab.
But why would you use the expanding engineers there? Those engineers are literally in a better position where he just finished. I mean, he can build engineers from the factory, but like in his main base, he has like clumps of 6 engineers. Why don't you use those? That would make a lot more sense.
You know, he's onto something. I don't know what it is, but he's onto it. See, now there's a single flare that's going to show up at this factory. This is so odd. You know, you get 3 Engies out, you build this forward factory, you immediately pick them up, pull them back to your base, and have them rebuild a factory that get killed by a lab.
It's a bit awkward, yes.
And now the ACU's here to just defend the position that the engineers abandoned.
At least the lab kills the engineer. Funnily enough, somehow Pepsi decides to, well, first of all, make a PD next to where his other PD was. But not only that, why does he want the PD there this early on when his SQ's there? That's what I don't really get. So far, Judy's doing a lot better reclaim-wise, but it makes sense because of the lab raids, to be honest. Because that denied that factory there for quite some time. That's gonna get a lot of reclaim. Because there is a lot of reclaim on this mess, especially in trees. I'm actually surprised that they don't show up when I control shifts, because they are like the ice trees, and I thought they always give like 10 mass, but I guess not.
Yeah, maybe these are different somehow.
But they still should be like 8 or 9 mass, same for the evergreen trees. Bomber from Yuri, but it gets shot down at the bottom. I don't know if we got any engineers, but if so, maybe only 1.
Something to note, SB seems to be scaling faster. Though UD does have a T2 land HQ that got finished slightly faster than SB's.
Yeah, well, UD is so late at its top left expansion with the engineers. He never got those maxes until it's minute 7. Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I think he just needed to get these.
Oh, it sounded like you were being assaulted in your home.
No, yeah, I'm dead now. It's very sad. I got beat up.
What a shame.
I think that was just my chair. But otherwise, we've got. You're right. UD's taken forever to get to this top left expansion. Like, look at this.
Yeah, that's big mistake. I mean, it shouldn't never have been this slow, especially considering he didn't get raided, and Pepsi got raided and was faster at building that. That's quite a bit of mass. UD is like doing the reclaim better, but you know, only to a certain extent. You still need the Nexus, of course.
SB is running some groups of labs around, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly they're trying to do.
Yeah, I noticed them as well. They're just, it's like a patrol, it's a patrol squad.
They're going somewhere.
So Yudi is now sending out quite some Auroras. He has 50 Auroras, which is a lot more than the 20 tanks and 8 labs that Pepsi has, but attack 1 aggression is quite hard to do in this map, because...
Especially with Auroras. Like, if they were Mantis, maybe I could see it, but Auroras are going to take forever to get anywhere.
I especially don't understand it, because Yudi is rushing tech 3 lands, and it doesn't really make much sense to... You know, I mean, Pepsi is also doing the same thing, by the way, but like he is like defending his own area while buying time for the tech 3 lands to finish, which makes more sense, like from like theoretically, right? Because if you're rushing tech out, why are you pushing out with units? Because you should have way less units, especially if you're Aeon and if you have Auroras.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unclear, but I don't know. How's Yudi affording all this? Oh, he's up like 3k reclaim, like 9k to
Yeah,
12k.
the reclaim. That basically funded his Auroras, but it should have been more tech to Maxus. But there's still lots of ego. I mean, the thing is, like, T3 Land Rush, it's strong on this map, but I don't even think it's... I think, like, Tech 3 Air Rush is kind of strong. I mean, I've never played this map, so who knows, but simply because 90% of your maxes are only, like, your main defendable location, right? So, and the map is still quite big, so Tech 3 land issues rushed in the main bases like this, it's gonna take a long time before they get to the other side of the map, even if they are Titans or Loyas or Harps. But T3 Air is, you know, it's way faster, it's way easier to kill upgrading maxes. Although both players are barely egoed, so there's not a lot for Air to kill. I guess there will be at some point soon. Pepsi was making a second Tech 2 Pigeon, but decided to just straight on go for a Tech 2 Pigeon, which I kind of like, because it would have been kind of necessary, and he still is getting a lot of 3 reclaim to afford making it.
I mean,
Like, Pepsi is not...
Yudi's investing a lot in these Swifties, and SP's just not putting much in air right now. He's just going to scale his power, and then I assume just rush T3 air in the back of it.
Yeah, Yudi is going for... Support Factory, Stack 3 is going for Harp spam. I kinda would like him to make at least a single Tech to transport to drop his first batch of Harps to do some more damage. By the way, Pepsi overbuilt engineers. There's no way he didn't, he has 200.
Alright, that's too many.
Meanwhile, Yudi is on 180, but he has them more spread out. Like on the right side, on more in the middle areas, he has more engineers, reclaiming that. Well, Pepsi, all of his engineers are on his main little area. And the issue with reclaiming engineers, you overbuild them, is at some point you stop, so you get like for like a few minutes, you get like a big mass income while not spending, but you know, if you keep making engineers, at some point the cost of the engineers becomes more than the trees they reclaim.
Yeah, I counted, and it looks like SB has about 10 factories still on 100% engineer construction.
Like, right now, Pepsi has 12k mass in engineers and 20k in reclaim. Like, it's just too different. Yudi has... I think Yudi is... he's not quite as much doing it, because more of his engineers are assisting production at home, and he has his engineers more spread. Just that Pepsi has so much in his main base.
Titans have made it to the front line, and they are just going to completely demolish all these Auroras that Yudi took all that time to build. How very sad. But this is a nice force. It's got Flak, multiple Titans, Shield. There's even a Riptide here for moral support. We've got a nice push with Mongoose and tanks on the left. I mean, SB looks like he's ready to do some damage, but we have to remember that he is behind in the mass income game right now. And now SB is starting his T3 Air HQ. Getting nice adjacency. He's doing the good thing of building it in a space where he can build lots of adjacent T3 P-gens, not putting it in the middle of his base. We'd love to see it. And now it looks like we're going to have our first big engagement. 2 Harbs walking into a pretty loosely clumped army of SB. I know SB's just going to walk past. He's not going to directly engage the Harbs. He'd rather not. Alright, but there are gunships and T1PD defending this position. There are a few flaks, but it's a lot of DPS on the Titans right now. And the run by just continues. He's not even going to stay to kill this off. He's just going to run by, live his best life. Don't worry about it. And are you still there, Farms? We lost Farms, folks. It's very sad. But we're seeing Yudi go ahead and drop Harbs onto this forward position, trying to defend against the Titans, because the Titans are in fact faster. But they have left their flax behind.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you again, yes.
I lost connection to Discord, but nothing else.
Interesting.
This was very weird.
Well, the game is still going on.
Yep, I see that Yudi is nice counter harp dropping the raids, which is honestly the best way to deal with the raids. He finished E-stall, because his teaching pigeon is up. And just D2 max count, Yudi all of a sudden has 12 maxes? Oh, Pepsi has, oh, he also has 12 actually. So it's actually very easy.
Pepsi has 311 engineers. He will continue building engineers until morale improves.
Yudi is on 180 because he actually lost some to raids. But his are still so much more spread. Pepsi is half of his reclaim had to fund his engineer spam. He's also still building Tech 1 tanks in his main. He's stalling 300 mass per second, what are you doing?
Just pause all of your engineer factories, it'll be fine.
Oh my god, this is a mess. He is upgrading so many maxes at once while still powering 50 Tech 1 factories, which cost another 50 mass per blanket. He made mongoose on the left side, but they only arrived after Titans were there.
I mean, they did some damage on the left side. Like, they walked all the way up from like this lower expansion and did lots of good damage.
Pepsi is actually ahead of Massincom, but his eco balance is way worse than Yudi. Also, he's taking kind of bad fights because he's kind of fighting with Titans versus Harps in even numbers, which is never a good thing. Because a single Harp is like 1.5 times as expensive and about that much as strong as a Titan. So you need numbers or an ACU. But you move this ACU back home, and Yudi still has air, of course. I guess the 50 will still be useful, although Yudi is stalling it badly.
Yeah, the Harbs do not function optimally when they don't have their shields, so...
Nah.
Yeah, they're actually fine. Don't worry about them.
Yudi is still ahead on reclaim as well, by the way, even though Pepsi invested so much more in engineers.
I don't know, I feel like Yudi has all these nice forward Harb groups, but he's looking for places to do damage, and he can't quite seem to find any.
Well, it is very hard. Well, first of all, he can't actually push with this Harp group because he's stalling, so he can't afford to fight. Aside from that, this is what I was talking about. You can defend pretty well on this map because, you know, there's just a few areas that are really vulnerable, but there's not too many.
And we're seeing SP start to mix in a good number of Percivals as well.
Yeah, that's although these Titans on the right side, he's kind of suiciding them into the Harps. You can't really, unless you've got a good concave, you can't chase Harps with Titans. Because the moment they get into range, they just get killed, and then next gets in range, and then they get killed.
Although if he's paying attention and sees that the Harps don't have shields, he might feel like, maybe actually I can make something happen here.
Yudi is finished his second region just now.
Okay, the Harps will start doing much better.
Funnily enough, the Mongoose are doing more damage than the Titans.
Yeah, they're really helping here because they've got the range.
Oh no, the Percy shot missed on the left.
Alright.
The Percy will die. The Percy will die. Although it's not gonna be that bad for Pepsi. I mean, it's still gonna be bad. He only killed one Harp here.
Well, there's this another Harp group that's about to kill this full T2 max base with a T3 support factory.
There's a spread out from Yudi, but one ASF from Pepsi got behind and Yudi is not sniping it. Will he kill the strat with the one ASF? No, he lived on 400 HP.
Alright, there's a Sam that's not really being constructed. Oh no, this strat's just gonna continue.
Yeah, the strat got the vet as well. But I mean, that's flex being made, so Yudi has to be careful because almost everything can kill this killed now. Yeah, it might die before the bunkets. No, 200 HP.
It makes it out on 200 HP.
Holy shit. And now Harps fight Perseus and at the top, but the Harps get in range of the Perseus, and Perseus can brutalize
SP's
Harps.
really low. He is almost dead.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead. He can't fight this. Oh wow. He just
He didn't have his storage.
did not.
But to be entirely honest, he was completely dead regardless.
Yeah, he lost too much economy in that series of attacks.
Like, he didn't have air control, and more importantly, like, his first, like, 5 Perseus all died to Harps. Because they didn't have, like, any Titans with them. They were kinda caught on their own.